Guys, hello and welcome to Skycurser Daily number 47, where it's our goal to be a better indie dev today than we were yesterday. Today we've got some really good things on the docket. First off, let me make sure you guys can see what I can see, and there it is. You guys can see Game Maker. We're going to pick up where we left off on our last stream. Our last stream basically was covering the exit of all vehicles out of the city at the very beginning of level 2, and I think we're right at the point now where we can start adding enemies in to level 2 now. So things will be a little bit more difficult on level 2, of course. The enemies will be a little bit tougher. Some of the enemies will be the same, but there will be some new pieces to the enemies in terms of what they do. But of course, there will be completely new enemies compared to level 1 as well. Additionally, something I'm really excited about. We just added a completely new basically loyalty system into the stream, and basically grants loyalty points to each user as they stay in stream and for the amount of time they stay in stream. So we've basically got that set up to look and somewhat feel like you're in the Griffin School of Aviation, Griffin Aerotech School of Aviation, and it should be a pretty good feel and sense overall, and you know, grant a few special abilities to those people who are regulars and who decide that they really want to just stay and hang out and watch what we're doing here. So let's go ahead and pick up where we left off. I think first things first, what we will do is we'll probably just start by hit and play and seeing the very few first seconds of level 2 that took a lot of time scripting, but they're nearly in place, and I think they're at the point where we can just continue to move forward and start bringing in enemies for level 2. So let's go ahead and hit play so we can see that happen. So we're going to have to wait here for a minute, of course, while the first load of the day happens on GameMaker. It always seems to be the longest. And if you've watched here recently, you'll remember me working to get everything right. But last stream I sped everything up tremendously, so everything should be much faster at the beginning of level 2. So let's watch this.
Skycurser. Mission 1. Death at dusk. Go!
So everything, you know, you're passing everything fairly quickly. I didn't see very many emergency vehicles, and that's it right there. So after that, we start bringing in enemies. Let's hit reset and watch that one more time. I do feel a little bit of lag in the game right now.
Mission 1. Death at dusk. Go!
So yeah, the emergency vehicles are all worked in there. Here's a couple of helis, and then as soon as you pass the helis, you're going to get right into the battle. And let's see exactly how long that takes. Let's play that one more time because I want to feel exactly how long that's going to take in order to play. There's no lag there.
Mission 1.
Much better.
Death at dusk.
So I'm going to count out loud. Let's do this one more time.
Skycurser.
1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 5, 1,000, 6, 1,000, 7, 1,000, 8, 1,000, 9, 1,000, 10, 1,000. Boom. You're out in front of the choppers. So really, literally almost 10 seconds max. And it doesn't even feel like that long because you're watching everything happen. So I think that's pretty good. I like the way that's occurring. So what we have next, I'm looking at the script document. I think I can basically cross off everything except I need a timer. I think what I'll do, I don't really actually need a timer. I think what I'll do is as soon as I hit, let's see, we're going to go into scripts, we're going to look at the controllers, and we're going to look at the level 2 controller, probably more likely the enemy generator for level 2. So that's going to be under objects, controllers, enemies, enemy generator. And let's look at this. So I went ahead and started pulling in the helis in the enemy generator, even though they're more like obstacles here. I think that's going to be okay for now. So let's continue on here. Let me see. So I think what we're going to do here is if heli good counter is greater than or equal to 6, which it should only ever equal 6, but let's just cover our bases. And if it's equal to 6, we need to, we probably want to tag the last helicopter. If heli good counter is equal to 6, I think my volume's a little loud. Let me try to turn it down a little. That should be better. Alright, if heli good counter is equal to 6, which should occur right here, we'll just go ahead and make sure we cover our bases. Heli good equals false. If it's greater than or equal to 6, heli good equals true, so it should never come into here once it passes 6, so we're safe doing this. So we can go heli good guy dot final equals true. I'm going to call this final opener just in case I have a final somewhere else. Let me set final opener to false by default on the helis. Heli wolf. And I'm going to just put that right here. Final opener equals false. So now I can go back to that enemy generator and add one more piece to the step event, which is if heli good counter is greater than or equal to 6 and heli good guy dot x is less than or equal to 0, then we can bring in the first enemy, or at least the first row of enemies. And I'm okay with it being X, even though X is going to leave some of the heli still on screen. I could make sure it's like X minus 140 or something like that, the sprite width of the helicopter, but I'm going to leave that alone for now. So I think we're good here. Let me just highlight what I've completed so far so I know where I'm at. Okay, so enemies wave 1, we're going to bring in 24 PEVs, and they're going to be 3x wide, and they leave the screen in section 4. Got it. So they're going to start at section 1, leave at section 4. So I think that's how it's going to work. Alright. So I think what's going to be next is, let's say, greater than or equal to 6 and heli good guy. I actually think this might be a little bit incorrect, and I'm going to try to fix that right here. Heli good guy dot final opener is equal to true if, man, can I count instances on a page of instance count? Oh yes, I can. Sweet. If instance exists, Helly good guy, and instance count of Helly good guy is equal to 1, and Helly good guy dot x is less than or equal to 0, then I can do everything in here that I want. Looks like I'm getting an error right here. I'm trying to figure out. Unknown function or script. Instance count? Really? I just looked it up. Total number of instances active in the room. So it's not going to get me the instances of a specific object. It'll only get me all instances in the room. So I'm gonna have to get creative on this. Well, there's going to have to be a couple things that I do here to make sure that users don't blow up the correct Helly to basically initiate the next part of the sequence. But here we go. I think what we can do is go instance find, and we'll just take this guy out, and we'll look for the Helly good guy. Actually, we'll look for the object Helly wolf, and n should be, I think, the distance or the location that we're checking for. So let's check. Returns the ID of the nth object. Nope, let's instance nearest is probably what I need. X and Y coordinates, yeah. So let's try instance nearest. I'm getting there. Instance nearest, the X and Y position of this guy. The X position will be room width. The Y position will be, I don't know, let's just say 80 for now. Or instead of doing that, let's go room height divided by 3. Probably be the best way to do that. And here we'll just put Helly check dot x less than or equal to 0. So then what I'm going to do here is have one variable inside of the create that will actually activate the wave of enemies. Activate initial wave. False. And then we'll set it to true here. And then right here we'll say if activate initial wave equal to true. Boom. And then we start doing all of our additional enemy scripting here. So this guy could probably be taken right out into a script, because this guy doesn't have a lot to do with the enemies that are generated here other than just activating the initial wave. So let's verify that we can get this to work, and look at the enemy generator for level 1. Might need to pull some of these out into scripts so that we can make this a little bit easier to follow. And call them from both controllers as well. Alright. So just debating here for a minute. So this block of text right here, this code block right here, is what runs our enemy 3 generate. And we may need to pull out whatever's in alarm 2 into a script, just so that we can call that script from enemy generator for level 2. And we need to probably externalize some of these other variables so that we can call them from level 2 as well. But the difference is we'll do one thing that's different here. We'll set them on a different path, and we'll probably pass that into the script that we call. Or determine how to do that inside of the alarm script. So and I gotta check something real quick for room setup. Okay, cool. Got that. Give me 1 second, guys. Cool. All right, got that worked out. All right, and you know what would be more than ideal is if I could pass in I've got a ton of duplicate code right here, so what would be really sweet is if I could pass in a few different arguments and then call this exactly as it should be. Then I could reduce a ton of code that I have in this file and be way more efficient. But we're basically going to need to reuse this right here. And let's look at our alarms here. That's for enemy 4. Let's see what we got for enemy 2. Enemy 3, sorry. Alarm 2. Point in time. Okay, so we're passing in a point in time here. And where to generate enemies at. It's pretty old scripting there, which is fine, totally fine. Let's close this guy. No. Open up. There you are. So much to pull out of this one and make available for level 2. Consolidating this would be really good for level 2 into scripts. So let's see what we can do here. This is one of the big ones that needed to be consolidated. And if we get this right, then we reuse like crazy for level 2. Okay, so let's do this. We've got enemies 1 through 4 being generated here. Yeah, this is a set of enemy 3s. Enemy 3s. Most of these are 3s. And then we get into enemy 2. So I think what we'll do is do a script enemy 2 gen helper, basically like that, script enemy 1 gen helper and all that. So I think what I'll do here is pass in an optional Enigma Dev Colton. Sorry, this is not C++. This is GameMaker language. I wish I had more time to program in C++, but I started out. This is our first game that we've created, and I started out with GameMaker. So if I had more time and I was already finished with this, I might actually move on to C++ and C. But for now, this is in GameMaker language, which is a lot like. If you're familiar with it, it's a lot like JavaScript. Some people say it's a little bit like Java. But yeah, I'd say it's probably close. For me, it's closest to PHP and JavaScript. Okay. All right, let's see what we got here. So I think what I'm gonna do is create a few different scripts here, and we'll test these on level 1 first to make sure all is still working well with level 1, and then we'll move back over. Yeah, because this should be this is gonna look so good. All right, controllers. I think I'm gonna put this in a set of controllers. Create group. Let's call this enemies. I think I would want to call it that. Yeah, controller enemies, and then create a script inside of here. We'll call this script enemy 1 generate. Let's call this gen helper. And I think I'm going to create several scripts in here. Script enemy 2 gen helper. Thumbs up. Get back over that other one. Just give that guy a thumbs up. And start right here. Script enemy 3 gen helper. And Enigma Dev Colton, are you working on any projects right now? If you're still in chat. Alright. Alright, let's take this guy. Copy, drop him here. So we're going to need to know some of these variables, and I'll make sure to drop them. I'll make sure to add them here. Script enemy 3 generator helper. Let's say argument 0 equals, of course, let's call it the point in time in seconds, and call this not steps. So I'll do this script enemy 3 gen helper, and we'll pass in here 3 seconds because that's right here, and we'll make sure to overload our variables here. Var arg0 equals argument 0. So anywhere that we see room speed times 3, we'll just go arg0. That's good. Now, I think I remember one of the initial problems with this whole setup here was the fact that I was trying to call an alarm. I was having problems calling an alarm from a script, but I think I can do that now. I realize I can pass in the we should be able to pass in the specific object into this script at some point. So there's a couple of things that I got to make sure I get over there first. Audio buffer, story point, 1 activated, point in time, and that might be a little confusing with my argument 0, so I'll make sure to update that in a second. Got some globals here, globals, and then I've got alarm 2. I think what I'll do here is pass in self and enemies and enemy 3 on and enemy 3 alarm. It's a lot, I know, but it's a big freaking script. So let's write all this down here. We can pass a max of up to 16 arguments, although I would never want to do that here. So let me get back here real quick. Script enemy 3 gen helper, so I gotta have that open. I'll have to make this a little bit shorter. Okay, so now I can know exactly what I'm passing in here. Argument 1 equals audio buffer. Argument 2 equals story point number. Argument 3 equals point in time. And I think this is confusing. Okay, and then argument 3, and then argument 4 equals controller object, enemy gen controller object. Argument 5 equals enemies. Argument 6 equals enemy 3 on, and then this guy equals enemy 3 alarm, I think. Yep. Argument 7 equals enemy 3 alarm. So there's not really anything that I'm not going to pass in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One more of these. 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we're continuing on here. So we've already put in here argument 0. Argument 1 needs to go here and here, audio buffer basically. Argument 2 is the story point number, so I think that's this guy and this guy. And actually I didn't even, some of these I'm realizing I don't even need to pass in. This guy can disappear, this guy can disappear, this guy. Like, I really only need to pass in the seconds and self, and everything else can just be called upon through self. So I'm going to do that now. I'm just trying to get optimizations here. So back to here, take this down to 2, or argument 1. Oops. So arg0 is there, arg1 is, we go arg1 dot audio buffer, arg2 is arg1 dot story point 1. Well, this guy is a little bit odd in that I may need to pass him in because he's kind of like hard-coded per each one of these, which is kind of a bad way to do it, and actually I think a little bit unnecessary. So I'll pass him in as well. Argument 2 equals story point number activated. Var arg2 equals argument 2, and we'll just pull that guy in. Arg2. Still debating if that's the best way to do it, because my concern is that if this guy doesn't get mapped back to, here's where we can map him back. So we can say, maybe not. Let me just keep moving here, and we'll come back to that one in a minute. arg1. This is dot audio buffer. These guys can all be arg1. And this is arg1, interestingly enough, arg1. And so that should leave us with the last piece of it here, which is what to do with this guy. I think what I'll do is, let's do a switch case on arg0 and say so we're kind of remapping that, we're kind of mapping this and seeing if this will work here. try that and see if that will work. And I think everything else should work as we hope it would here. Let's do some spacing, like some cleanup. Oops. This will be really good if it works out nicely. We'll see. Let's try this, and I think we can leave this guy out of here. And that would mean the next thing we do here is comment this out and see if the first wave of enemies comes in. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Hit OK. And then change the room control script over to level 1 and hit play. Gotta update one more thing on the bot because it's writing too much to the chat stream. Cool, that should do it. Alright, additionally, let's hit play. I think we just updated this to level 1. Let's make sure. File window, see what's going on. Looks like it's moving pretty quick.
Skycurser. Mission 1. Death at dusk. Go.
Boom. Right on the money. Huh, look, they just keep coming. Right there, so there's a bug there. Okay, so we've got a bug. But, it worked pretty close. And so I think the bug is related to the story point being activated or not. And like I said, I feel like that is probably unnecessary. But let me look at the code. Room speed, audio buffer, pointing time. Pointing time is true. Room step counter greater than room speed times 3 plus audio buffer. I can say equal to here. I'm not sure why it's not. All these are arg1 as they should be. arg1 alarm seems to be working as we hoped it would. But then the last piece that I'm still wondering if it's working. Wondering if we create a DS list here, if that would be a better way to access this point in time. Create the DS list in the init event and then just pass a point in time in here and then we're checking to see if that point in time is true or false. I think that might be a really good way to do it, actually. And I can just pass in, arg1 dot point in time at position, 1, 2. What? I don't think so. I can just pass in. Oh, also, arg2 might always equal false here. So let's just say var arg2 equals true. And that might actually solve our problem that we just saw. So I might not need to do all that extra stuff, although might also be really helpful to set up a DS list or map in this way.
Mission
Check
1, Death at Dusk. Go!
Still broken. Not a problem. Let's go ahead and fix it the way we think we should. Okay, so I think I'm gonna have to do that in here. Let's look at the create event. We might have to make these inherit from a parent so that both of them have access. And here are all these story points for level 1. What if we did something like this? DS list create story point data structure equals I'm going to take the var off because I want it to be a property of this object. I'm wondering if a data structure list is going to be sufficient or if we need a DS map. I think a data structure list is a little bit more efficient, so I'm going to try to stick with that. And we'll just go 1 and just kind of take it all the way down. I'm not sure that I'm actually using all these story points, but we go up to 92 here, so let's just check here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1, 2, 3. I said 93, right? Not 92. Yes. Oh, I said 92, so I'll take one off. So let's start up here. Go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 45, 46. You know what? This is a really dumb way to do it. Why am I not thinking on this one? Let's just count this. So for var I equals 0, I is less than 93. No, 92, because it'll be 0 through 91 would be an actual 92. Let's start it at 1 and make it less than 93. Although I think the DS list is automatically a 0 index base, which is fine here. 2i plus plus, and then say DS list add SPDS false, because these are all the story points. Story points level 1, there are 92. Okay, so now I should be able to access DS list value or something like that. Let's see what that is actually. DS list find value at the specific position. So I could just say so for this guy, when we come back over here to the script that's doing the gen helper, instead of this right here, we can now say arg2 is passed in actually. Argument 2, and the argument 2 will be, actually argument 2 doesn't have to be passed in because we have it available at the data map. arg1 dot story point data list, or data structure, I think that's what I called it, dot, or I've got to figure out exactly how to access this. I think it's DS list find value at argument 1 SPDS and the position would be in this way I can pass the position in, and that'll be arg2. Var arg2 equals story argument 2 equals story point position. edit one thing real quick. Okay. And we pass in the story point position, and we'll do that here in this step. And we'll do that right here. 0. Position 0 here. And it'll go all the way through 92 or whatever. And let's hit play, see what we got.
Mission 1. Death at dusk.
Bug. Story point 2 activated. Oh, those story points are all gone now, of course. Shoot. Shouldn't have necessarily deleted all the story points. And the question is, do we just add all these back in, which I think we might have to for now because we're just testing. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9. 1, 2. Man, this was a bad way to do it in the first place, and I hate that I have to put them back in even for a few minutes. 87, 86, 85, 84, 83, 82, 81, 80, 79, 78, 77, 76, 75, 74. This will let everything function the way it was though while I'm still trying to upgrade the entire system. 72, 71, 70, 69, 68, 67, 66, 65, 64, 63, 62, 61, 60, 59, 58, 57, 56, 55, 54, 53, 52, 51, 50, 59, 48, 47, 46. Oops, that says 56. 45, 44, 43, 42, 41, 40, 39, 38, 37, 36, 35, 34, 33, 32, 31, 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, so close here, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And 2 is fine. Alright, let's try that again. Temporary add back in on that. We should have that fixed here pretty soon.
Mission 1, death at dusk.
See if they go. They just keep coming. Still got a bug apparently. We had some up here where we should. I've got a lot of lag here and I should not have this much lag. I don't know if it's because of the stream or not. I think it's because of the stream for now. Yeah. But still have a problem here with our code. Oh, arg2 is not equal to true. So now we need to go arg1 dot spds at the arg2 equals true. And I'm not sure if that's how I access it. I gotta look it up. I think these data structure lists are a little bit odd in the way you have to access them. So list, and then I do a bar index. Get out of here. So this should be bar index, and then I can even go like this instead of doing this. arg1.spds bar arg2. And that should allow me to set it to true. Let me look at my available functions on that real quick. Create, delete, destroy, empty, find index, find value. Yes, list read from a string. Okay, got it. Insert. Inserts the given value to any position in the list. So I think I'm pretty sure I should just be able to access it the way I mentioned though. So let's try that. Thumbs up, hit play.
Skycurser. Mission 1, death at dusk. Go!
Ah, that worked. Yes. It's updating itself. It's accessing it properly. We have a winner, and that's really really good for this guy. So we just basically go to the next one. 3, 6, 9, 12. 3, 6, 9, 12. 6, 9, 12. 6 seconds, 9 seconds, 12 seconds. And we've reduced a ton of code just by doing this. Comment these guys out real quick to verify. Okay, thumbs up, hit play. Oh, Bacon Life, thank you, man. Thank you. Yeah, Chris, if you see him in chat, I don't think he's in chat right now. He comes in chat as Skycurser, and he's the art guy. He does everything pixel for pixel, man. He's insane.
Mission 1. Death at dusk. Go!
Looks like we had a little bit of a regression here. I know what the problem is. And I know, yeah. Where are we at? Open the enemy generator. And these points in time need to change. 1, 2, 3. Got another follow, Bacon Life. Thank you for the follow, man. Very much appreciate it. Appreciate the kind words and the support as well. And you have just been recruited to the Griffin Aerotech School of Aviation. All right. If global.room step counter, and now we're looking at a couple of different sets of enemies here. So these are enemy twos, and then there's another set of enemy threes. Okay, so we're doing fine here, but we need to consolidate this guy into a script, and we've got the script here. So I think what we need to figure out here is, do we always pass in 2 enemies to script enemy 2? And the answer is no. So I think we got to figure out, you know, however many enemies we're passing in, we might just need to do a DS list create when we're passing these enemies in. But we don't want to do the DS list create every single step. That would be very costly. I think we can get away with this though. We may need to have a way that we figure out how many we're passing in here, so that would probably be Alright, first off, let's go over here, grab these guys. Trying to figure out if I can make this more efficient than it already is. But more importantly, I'm just trying to consolidate code because I need a lot of this code for level 2. And the way it is right now, it's really unusable, so. let's stub this out a little bit. Script enemy to generator helper. And of course we're going to pass in some arguments here. Argument 0 equals activated at in seconds. Arg0 equals argument 0. That's always going to be passed in here. And then we definitely are going to pass in self, argument 1. So, how did I spell this out inside of number 3? It's right here. Okay, and then story point position, I think I can just also equals argument 2. And we could do some switch cases in here to get some of these items that we need, but let's see here first. How did I do this one? Did I do this based off of story points? Point in time. I did it based off of point in time. Cancel. I think I may do the same thing on this one, because if I determine the point in time here, how am I doing that here? Point in time. So in that way, if I do point in time in this similar way, I don't have to worry about which enemies I'm passing in, and I just control that over in the alarm. That probably is going to be the best way to do it. So let's go script enemy to gen helper 15 self 4. And of course the story points are all one behind here because these are now 0 indexed versus the way they were here. So the way this works now is I have to update these items. Arg0 is Arg0 there. This is Arg1. And instead of story point 5, I go now arg1.spds at the arg2. Okay, give me 1 sec, guys. I'll be right back. I'm taking a brief break. Haha, back. Okay. Let me update something here real quick. Start. Okay. Where were we here? Okay, so I think we just basically gotta take this guy, update him here. We have a couple of counters here that get passed right in. And I think the way that we'll do this is have a point in time and this will be a similar point in time to the way we had it with the enemy 3s. Looks like we're passing in enemy 2 alarm here. Am I even using that enemy 2 alarm? Looks like I'm not. Unless it's in here, so let's go look at that script. And script enemy 2 generate. Let's look at this. Looks like we're not using this enemy counter here. And we're not using this speed or this speed. So let's remove some of these things that we don't use. Script. We need to generate. Just kind of clean it up as we hit it. And this could probably be done a little bit better in that we could dynamically calculate this so that it's not hard-coded in case we ever change the sizes of the sprite, but I'm okay with the way it is right now. And so I think there needs to be like an in-between script here so that I can do some calculations on what point in time this is. Am I even using these variables? Doesn't even look like I'm using them. Oh, argument 0 is less than the max. Okay. Then generate at argument 2. I don't see argument 2. There it is. And give it a speed of argument 3. Okay. Probably a better way to do it. But I don't see this being used anywhere, and that actually makes me kind of glad because I think we can just remove it all together and have 0 repercussions and have some saving. Also, I'm unnecessarily recreating some variables here, counter and max counter. Let's do this. Var point in time equals 1. And have an in-between script here, script enemy 2 position helper, and we will pass some variables into here. We'll pass counter, max counter, point in time, and I forget what that last one is. What is that last one? The last one is speed. So it's setting speed of 1. Speed helper. So we'll call this guy and pass him up here or in with the scripts of the controllers, enemies, and we'll pass that in here. Create scripts. This will be script. This guy. Script enemy to position helper. And we'll have argument 0 equals, spell these out, counter, argument 1 equals max counter, argument 2 equals point in time, and argument 3 equals speed. Now we're going to do a switch case on first of all, I'm going to make this probably a little cleaner here. Var arg0 equals argument 0. Var arg1 equals argument 1. Var arg2 equals argument 2. Var arg3 equals argument 3. And then say switch arg2 case 1 break. And so this is all we have right now. So from here, this is probably where we'll do our call to these other 2 scripts. So we'll do script enemy 2 generate at, we're going to pass in arg0, arg1, global.position 3, and speed. Argument 3. Oops, arg3. Same thing, script enemy 2 generate arg0, arg1, global dot position. What is the position? 4, arg3. Boom, done. So this guy is pretty much complete, and we can call him. And then each time we have a different position than this one right here, positions 3 and 4, then we are in really good shape. We'll just come in here and add those positions here. Call this position point instead of point in time. I think it could be I think the terminology of point in time is a little bit misleading anyways. Cool. So that's at 15 seconds. We got that guy knocked out. Script enemy 2 gen helper. Oh, also we're gonna have to pass in we're gonna have to pass in one more variable here, which will be the position point. So this guy was 1, but this guy will be, let's do 15.5 self. I don't like the way these are spaced right now. Should probably make it a little bit more readable. Oop. Here we go. 5, and this will be 2. No, it won't. It'll be the exact same position point because it's in the exact same global position 3 and 4. which is what we have in the position helper 3 and 4. Get me back to there. So that guy's done. Also change this to var arg3 equals argument 3, and arg3. Done. This guy's at 16. Same positions, 3 and 4. We don't have to create new ones yet in our position helper. Now this is a number 3. So we just copy number 3 generator here and change the time 19, and then change the of course the positions here 5, 6, and this is 7. These are our story points, whether they've been activated or not. So this guy's done. So much, saving so much here. This is another number 3. This is at number 22. This is at 8. Another number 3. This is at 25. This is at 9. 5. And then we have number 28. This is another number 3. This is great. 28. And this is 10. And here we are at a new positioning for enemy 2. So here we go over to the position helper that we just created and create this new positioning. Pull that guy up again, pull him over here. Alright, so this positioning is for 2 and 5. So we will pass that in as case number 2. And copy. I could probably pull that out into another script, but I think we're at the point where we're probably going to get the most bang for our buck here, because I'm going to basically be writing one line either way if I put all these into a new script or not. So that's at 2 and 5. Argument 3 is going to be the speed. So here we basically copy a Gen 2 helper and make sure we have the point in time correct. Basically what we're working in right here is our timeline. GameMaker does timelines in its own way, but there's certain items, like you don't have full control over the timelines if you just go with the way they do them. So I just wanted a little bit more control because there are specific things that we need to do at specific points in time. So chose to basically write my own timeline. Now this one is another script enemy 2 generate, but it's a different position point, so we're going to update that. So this will be 1.5. This will be story point 12, and this will be position point 3. So here's our new case. Let's just copy this, take this to 3, and then we've got 1, 3, and 4, and 6 here. So we just go 1, 3, 4, and 6, and that should take care of that guy. And before we proceed any further, let's go ahead and hit play and make sure everything is behaving the way we expect it to. And looks like with enemy 1 generate, we'll have a position helper as well. Let's hit play and just make sure everything is just still behaving the way we want it to.
Mission 1. Death at the
Okay, the goal here is just to make sure everything flies in at specified times. Looks like I got an error here anyways, because that's likely from something not getting set to true. Those guys are correct. But these heads are coming in at wrong times. Those guys are also correct. Okay, so something's wrong with our script. Enemy 3 generate helper. Let me just see here. 7910. And argument 2 should be story point position, should be getting set to true. I'm looking at enemy 2 helper. Here's the enemy 3 helper. I mean, this looks right to me. Oh, also, the point in time is messed up here. That's probably the main issue. I think some of these point in times are different, and I think I'm going to need to pass in a similar pointer. Argument 4 equals, or sorry, argument 3 equals position point, and we'll call this arg3 here and make sure it exists right here. 3. And so this guy will be we'll have another variable as well, so most of them will be, well, actually this one will be probably 2. I think this one will be 3. This one will probably be 4. Let me just verify this because this will be in the script, in the alarm for the enemy generator. Let's check. Alarm 2 probably. And the points in time here. So that guy, then that guy. Oh, so I think it goes 1 2 1 2. Yeah, so I got to pay attention to those points in time. And so back here in our, let's just hit thumbs up here. And back here in our enemy 3 helper. Oh, in our actual script. This needs to be 1 2 1 2. And then here are some additional ones. Yeah, 1 2 1 2. This should be 3 4, I believe. Let's go back and look at that object, which is still right here. So 3 and 4. Yep. And then probably 5. What do you think? Where's my next one at? My next one is here. It's got a point in time of 6. Yeah, that's probably right. Because I'm guessing that it was just sequential the way I built it. 3 4 5. Okay. Done. I'm gonna leave that alone for now. Let me look at the way I did this, because this is interesting. Oh, okay. I just passed everything in, and if it was there, it was there. That's fine. Alright. think I overwrote the wrong thing here. So this should be 3, 8, 4, 9, and 10. But I thought there were only 3 here, so this is probably, if we did 1, 2, 1, 2, and we're looking at that alarm again. Three and 4, 5 and 6. No, probably wouldn't be 6. So it would maybe be 3 and 4, or 1 and 2 again, and then 3 and 4. See what this one is again down here. This one is position 6. One, two, 1, 2. I think I might have to check this, but I'll do my best guess here, then copy and then revert as much as I can and then go back. So 3 and 4. I've got to get a 5 in here somewhere. Yeah. Yeah. Three, 4, 5. And definitely not a 6. Let's go back to, I think that would be a 3. Yeah, I think that's exactly how it was. I'm not going to go back because I'm pretty sure that's how it was. Alright, now we need to do, pass in a couple variables here. Generally will be standard, but not going to focus too much on that right now. Script, enemy 1, gen, helper, point in time, self, and story point. And then this will be probably a positional helper again. So the positional helper will push them at positions 2 and 5 for the very first one. But let's go ahead and take this over to script enemy 1 helper, gen helper, and let's stub it out just a little bit. Script enemy 1 generator helper, and same as before, argument 0 equals activated at in seconds, argument 1 equals enemy generator controller objects, argument 2 equals story point number, and then argument 3 equals the position point. Okay, so let's just update everything here as it should be. Oh, also let's set all the defaults here. Var arg1 equals argument 1, var arg2 equals argument 2, var arg3 equals argument 3. And from here we can then just say arg0 in this way, arg1 dot, this one will be arg1 dot data structure, story point data structure at the R2. Counter enemy type standard. Yeah, enemy type will be written in, and then we'll just probably have it like a switch case for later when instead it's a kamikaze. So var position. Yeah, let's call it position point equals R3. And then we'll just call script enemy1 position helper, pass in the counter, max counter, position point, and what's this one right here? Enemy1 type. Yep, just pass that in as well. Type. Okay, now we got to create this script real quick. And it looks to me like we're not using this alarm either. So we can remove that as well. Sweet. So we've got to add that here, create script. We'll call it that guy. Script enemy1 position helper. Argument 0 equals counter. Argument 1 equals max counter. Argument 2 equals position point. Argument 3 equals the enemy type. Come on. Enemy1 type and switch. And the R2. Let's set up these variables. R0 equals argument 0. R1 equals argument 1. R2 equals argument 2. And var R3 equals argument 3. So then do a case arg 1. This will be then this code right here that does the generator. And pass in, of course, arg0, arg1, arg3, and global position 5 is fine, but we also have a position 2 that comes in above. 2, boom, done. Done, 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 done. Okay, so that is already spelled out. And we're at enemy 2 generate again, so this guy is at position 2 and 5. The position helper, let's go look at that guy. Put this right here. And what is 2 and 5? That's a point. That's a 2. So this guy's 2, this guy's 4, this guy's 37. That should allow us to remove this guy. Oh, also got to come back here and update this so that we don't call this or any of this. Thumbs up. Good, good. Let's just play and make sure we haven't lost any functionality before we continue.
Mission 1, Death at Dusk.
Okay, looks good, looks good. Looks good, good, good. These guys are fine. That's fine. That's fine. That was good. We're close to good. Okay, really, really good spot. Cancel. We're not done with this. Okay, so enemy 2 generate has 4, 1, 3, 4, and 6. Let's see if we've already got that done or not. 1, 3, 4, and 6, we do. So we've got enemy 2 gen helper right here. That's a position point of 3. This guy's 37.5. Change this to the correct story point. Good. And now we're at point 40 seconds, and we're looking at a number 3 gen helper, and point in time is 6. Change this to 6, change this to 40. And I was looking at this guy right here for points in time, so that leaves this guy out of the picture. We're looking at a tank, which is the carrier, and we don't have this guy spelled out yet. So I think where we're at the moment is that this puts me in a good spot to pull a couple of waves of enemies into level 2. I think I might do that. Let's see. This tank piece though is pretty tricky. I might leave the tank generator alone right here. Change this to, oh, also got to update the story point number, right? And then change this to SPDS 17. Yep. And then start right here. Let's see if this works as we hope it does. And we're looking at position 3. So we gotta just take note of that. We should be able to see if the enemies are gonna come in at the right point in time after this guy is removed or has completed his sequence. Now this now is going to be current counter plus oh man, how's this gonna work? Current counter, global room step counter. At that point in time, which this does get set. I think what I can do here is set current counter to 0 until it hits that point, and then it will get overwritten so that I can drop that in to the enemy 3 script. Yes, we'll do that. So we gotta go to the enemy generator object. Do I set current counter in the first place? Yes, it is, and it is set to 0. So that can work. Cancel. Leave this guy open. So I need to go back over here and say script enemy 3 gen helper, and all of them will probably actually be updated to this. So arg1.current counter plus, because eventually this will be back to, you know, it'll start at 0, it'll go all the way up to 40 plus until you destroy the tank, and then it'll reset current counter, and then I'll pass in 3 here, and it'll still work. So let's just verify that. So now back to 3. I think I'm back to 3 here, and I think I'm fine, because this guy will get picked up in the other script, and so let's try that. I'm going to just comment this out